automatically replicated up to the cloud off of that laptop. But the beauty of that is that when somebody requested a document, somebody requested anything for that matter, and then also as if we decide to use Molo, whether we do or we don't, but everything would be centrally located. And I just bought a 1 terabyte little USB drive that I would suggest that in addition to the laptop, which will maybe put me in a bad light, is that we purchased it. It was $99, but you can get them cheaper than that. You can probably get them for $69. And I think that a second person should carry that. So maybe it's the if you were holding the laptop, or if the secretary were holding the laptop, the other person holds that little drive, and at every board meeting you could back that up. Because and then you would be able to prevent a situation where an ex-president or somebody, an ex-board member, locks everybody out, from all that stuff. Last point was, and I forgot it, but give me a second. The idea that everybody would be prudent enough, that if all of us were responsible for backing things up to the cloud, not only would we have data in numerous places and on numerous thumb drives if we each had an individual thumb drive, but we would also be exposed in the sense that if somebody wasn't doing that, and you can say, hey, you got to do it, but people just don't do it. And so my background, like Eric's and Kurt's too, is in IT. I worked for Hewlett Packard for over a dozen years. I worked for Seagate and I'm talking disk drives. I'm talking all of the stuff that you're talking about. I sold backup. I sold all of these things. So I respectfully disagree with Eric that I think that it's a very prudent purchase, and I think it's one we should move forward with. So,
Jimmy?
I'm in agreement. Like I said, the printer, the laptop, like I said, there's.
Darren Bear has a question.
Go ahead, Darren, sorry.
Kurt, can you please elaborate where the $1,500 number came from?
Yeah, so I work at UHCL. I've been doing IT out there for 22 years. I did desktop support for about 12 of that. And out there, since we're a state agency, there's a requirement we keep up with technology. So I just got my personal desktop replaced. And we have to go with quality products. We can't go with cheap products. And the reason I went with that price is because that's approximately the price for the model that I have. We have Dell brand because they've got good support. The warranty's on it pretty good. I think it's like a 3-year. And so basically, I just use that as a kind of a rough estimate. It's not exact, but I'm of the opinion that you get what you pay for. So if you get something cheap with low memory and all that, you're going to have poor quality. So I want some of decent quality that's not the most expensive model, but something near the middle that's still a decent brand with decent support. And that's the approximate cost of the laptop I just got issued. That's just just a starting place. I'm open to other brands and things of this nature, but it's just a rough guesstimate.
Okay, because I went on to microcenter.com, this is where I bought my laptop, the one I'm using right now. I'll just say this, my laptop that I'm using, including all the software, which serves me fine, and I use it for things that are a lot more demanding than, frankly, what's needed to run this board. I had to buy it on short notice, and I still spent only about $1,100 on it. I was looking online at Micro Center. We're on a very fortuitous week right now, with it being Black Friday, and you can get a laptop that's actually more powerful than the one that I have for $550.
What are the? I'm sorry. What brand?
I'm not gonna tell you that I'll vote. I haven't actually decided how I'm gonna vote on this yet, but I will tell you this: you're not going to need to spend, especially this week, $1,500 to get something that is sufficient to run this board.
I agree.
I agree with that. I mean, if we get a good deal, I'm all for it. As long as it's a quality product, the price to me it can go down.
Doesn't that include printer?
The printer's a second thing. That's something we can look at, but it's.
Okay, I thought the $1,500 included the laptop and printer.
No, that was the price of the laptop. And then like Tony pointed out, there's other things that we can get. I'm definitely open to getting a deal on a decent product. I'm just, my fear is we get something cheap and when you get what you pay for. But as long as we get a good deal, I'm totally open, as long as the quality, the memory and the hard drive space and all that is decent. Somewhere in the middle, like I said. So a lot of this is probably opinion, but I'm open.
Well, we don't wanna approve $500 and then the laptop costs $600. So we just throw that $1,500 out there. Of course, we can go under that. We just can't go over that.
I'm open to that.
We could get two people to look at it too and say, hey, this is, make sure that both people are in agreement. But Eric, actually,
Yeah.
yes.
Anyway, but yeah, this is something that I'm definitely wholeheartedly against, because again, it does shed badly on the board making excessive purchases. Because I think that everyone should have their own electronic, especially something that decreases in value so significantly annually. And then it's just not going to make us look good. It's an expensive product and it makes us look poorly. And again, standard protocol is what I suggest. It's a simple situation. Cloud storage. Each board member is in charge of retaining their own information. Retaining, and if we want, we can have one cloud storage is locked to one person, but only give us the download capabilities. And then we're in charge of having our own location in which to house the material that's pertinent to the marina in case something happens to you, myself, or to anybody. That would be the proper procedure to handle documentation. But everyone should be able to have and pay for their own. This is volunteer work. We should all have our own electronics to work on and to have things that we can utilize, Excel and Word and other programs, QuickBooks.
Oh, Eric.
I'm done.
So, first of all, I think the amount of this purchase, even if it were $1,500, is not an astronomical purchase. I think it's one that's worthy, and I think that the idea that it's going to depreciate, well, frankly, we'll be depreciating it. The bookkeepers will be depreciating it off of our books, but the reality is that it should last us. A decent laptop should last us no less than 4 years, I would think, and it could even go longer. The last thing I'd like to say is that the transition from board to board, if you have individuals who have their individual locations up in the cloud, and now we get a whole new board in place, or even just half the boards in place, trying to get that all synced up to get it off of this guy's cloud and this guy's cloud, get it off of this guy's thumb drive, this guy's thumb drive, is completely unrealistic. Whereas if we had the scenario that I described, where you have the cloud, you have the laptop, and then you have another backup. You they get the password, and even if in another scenario where somebody doesn't want to give up the password, well, you've still got the laptop and you've still got the backup drive to back all of that up. The transition from, I think this is one of the most paramount things, because I've seen how it's been in both times that I've been on the board, is the transition from board to board is horrendous. Things are lost in the shuffle. And I'll tell you, even today, there has never been a consolidation of all of the paperwork. There's paperwork everywhere.
Everybody's got it and they get off the board and
that's the end.
It stops right there.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
I say we vote on it.
Anyway, this will be the last thing that I'm going to
It's
say.
his turn. Jimmy's got the floor. We gotta follow the rules.
Okay.
Jimmy's got the floor.
You said your say. You don't want the laptop. You think that it's gonna make.
But no, I had one other comment
You said
that
over and over and
expanded
over.
on his.
Okay, we'll let Jimmy say it, then Eric
I think
finishes up.
I'm in agreement. Let's vote on it.
Okay.
Let's vote on it.
Okay, but this is just in response to you, and again, I do appreciate what you're saying about it, but say there is a transition, there is still just one main cloud location that will house all of our documentation. There still is just one, and again, it can be backed up on a portable drive, and that's still, because what happens if Kurt loses the laptop, it drops in the water, something, we have to buy another one. And what if you have another board member and say, hey, I need one. Okay, now the secretary needs one. When does it stop? Again, it does just shed a bad light on the marina. And I mean, that's again why I'm strongly opposed, because I know the best solution is to house the material in one cloud. And again, simple. Each member backs up their own drive. And say the president resigns, disappears, arrested, whatever, there still is that one drive. and you have a tertiary, you have multiple backups just in case by other board members. But we would still, if he does remain present till end of the term, we grab the drive and the login and password to the cloud. Simple, that's it. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Okay, as chairperson, I gotta control this meeting, it's getting out of hand. Tony, we cannot keep going on, third time listening to a person. Let's stick to the rules, I wanna get this over with. Let's vote on this. I make a motion.
Did I just
Did
get
we
in trouble?
purchase that? Yeah, you did, so
Okay.
we're gonna make a purchase here. Let's vote on it. I'm requesting a single laptop, not one for everybody, and a decent printer. The price I'm open to, but I'd like to vote to at least purchase it. So I make that motion.
I'll second.
I'm in favor.
I need you to please repeat the last part I didn't hear, the last sentence.
Basically, I'm open to the price, but I would like to pass the motion to purchase one. All right, what's your vote there, Darren?
I vote for.
Okay, Darren also votes for it.
I vote for.
There's a legitimate need for a laptop, even our Toastmasters brother's done it.
That's industry standard, I think, too.
Yeah.
All right, I'm absolutely not.
We heard you.
Well, I'm voting, Kurt. Absolutely not.
Okay, next
He's
item.
got his arm up.
Yes, I'm sorry, Jimmy.
It's 10 o'clock. We've already run an hour over. I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting at this time. Do I have a second?
Is there anything that can't wait?
I think there's just a couple of minor items. We can just burn through them,
Any
but
stuff, we can do that over the phone, we can do that over the internet. There's nothing in here that's pressing. We do need to address the gate locks.